We've cut off the Nazis' escape route back to Germany. Surrounded and desperate, General Koenig and his Panzer Division have retreated to Falaise. They're dug in deep, hoping for some glorious final stand. For every man they lose, they'll take 3 of ours. It's down to me to stop that from happening. My mission: weaken Nazi control of Falaise, gain entry to the castle, and deal with General Koenig. Here we go. Germans have set up outside the castle walls. I should keep a low profile. No sign of our flyboys. Germans must have set up AA guns in the area. Be harder to spot me in that grass. This'll come in very useful.
Was? Hallo?
Was machst du, wenn der Krieg vorbei ist?
Weiß nicht. Vielleicht eine Bäckerei eröffnen. Weißt du noch? Liegt bei mir im Krieg.
right. Let's see what they were after. Our artillery really did a number on this place. Need to find a way across. That might be a way in. Just need to keep low.
That was a Jaeger. That's why I didn't kill him.
I think I've grabbed all I can. This building looks safer than the gatehouse path. Hopefully it's not filled with Nazi scum. Long grass. It's a better... The gatehouse looks like the main route in and out of the town. I'll need to be careful. Nazis are bound to be watching it. Sniper. Need to keep my head down. Sniper down. Okay, time to go. raise the alarm.
Hello. Thanks for joining.
Carson Wentz, we've come to know all too well. 3 interceptions, and the Commanders are out. And this was a meaningless for the Commanders, meaningful for the Cowboys. We thought it was going to be the other way around. We thought it was going to be maybe the Cowboys letting down and the Commanders getting in. If they had beaten the Browns, that's all it would have taken. And the Cowboys gladly would have laid down if they could, but they can't now. And the Commanders keep Aaron Rodgers out. And that's how it plays out. Look, Ron Rivera has been a 2-time coach of the year, but for the 9th time in his 12 years as a head coach, his team won't have a winning record. The last time he had a winning record was in 2017, and he handpicked his Washington job. And I still think he's one of the best things the franchise had going for it, given all the dysfunction emanating from the top of the organization. But at some point, somebody's going to make a change, and I hope he gets a little more time to prove himself, because he has done very well through a storm of dysfunction that has been a distraction in the locker room. I would not name the players who talked about it this year, but man, it's not good enough. The outcome isn't good enough. They had a nice stretch, but at some point you got to get it to the season. It's a results-oriented business, and that's the unfortunate thing about it.
Better move it, or I'll be discovered.
Go back to Carson Wentz, and he has this result where it was just really, really ugly. I mean, they were chanting for a Heineke after the second series. I mean, this is just the kind of thing that we've seen from Carson Wentz forever and ever, where he's making bad decisions, where he's doing arm cuts down the field into double coverage. Why are you doing that? I mean, toward the end of the game, it's 24-10 Cleveland, yes, and you're just trying to make a play, sure, but again, you're throwing it deep into double coverage. Finishes the game 16-28 for 143 yards, 3 interceptions, and a 31.4 passer rating. That's an awful passer rating, okay? So I don't really understand why they didn't go back to Heineke in the second half. I mean, the only good thing that Washington did offensively, the 21-play drive that ended on first down, where Carson Wentz stretched the ball over the goal line for a 1-yard touchdown. Other than that, they didn't do anything good offensively to start the QB, and then that means to start the QB decision, which goes back to Ron Rivera.
Here he is on hearing the Heineke chants, and also whether or not the head coach of the Commanders considered making a quarterback change during the game that ended their playoff hopes.
Fans were chanting for Heineke after the first couple interceptions. Did you have thoughts on how that changed the mood of the game or the bench?
Well, I don't know if that should impact how you perform or how you play or anything like that. I think it's really about focusing on what you have to do.
Did you talk to Carson about that at all? Did you sense he was impacted by that at all?
No, because again, like I said, at the beginning of the drive, just before the season happened, I thought that was, just settled it down. I thought he did a nice
This place has seen better days.
And I don't know how long it was. It was one thing, and he said, okay, we got a little rhythm going, let's start this finish.
Did you think that was switching to Taylor at all?
I considered it, then they went up.
This looks like the building Intel reported the kill list target was hiding in.
Wentz is due to make $20 million in base salary next year, 21 and 2024. I can't imagine it being back. I can't imagine.
Can't find anything else.
At what point do you just say, I've made my money? I don't need this. Life's too short for this constant frustration and aggravation. I love a competitor who keeps, banging his head against the wall, even though the wall is winning. But at some point, life's too short. I don't like being in the middle of this controversy. I don't like constantly being criticized. You know, I don't want to do it anymore. I just wonder at what point Carson Wentz is going to say I don't want to do it anymore. And will Carson Wentz happily accept being a backup somewhere? If that opportunity is even available to him, is he wired to be someone's understudy? I don't know. But that may be finally after getting thrown. Remember we did the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air thing. He got thrown out of his house in Philadelphia, and a family member took him in Indianapolis. Then he got thrown out by the family member in Indianapolis. The strangers took him in Washington. And it's like, this is it. This is your last chance. You got to turn it around. And he hasn't. So, yeah, he's not going to be a starting quarterback week 1 next year.
Certainly not. And you know, I mean, if you're looking at that quarterback roster right now, who would you rather have with you? I mean, as a backup, right? Taylor, I think you're Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, I guess, came in last week against San Francisco when that game had already been decided, and then it was kind of like, oh, well, maybe he is providing the spark, maybe he can do something, but it's not like the Browns have that good of a defense. It's not already generated more takeaways in the last few games, but that's not a high quality.
This wound won't stop bleeding until I treat it. Can't stay there. Find me.
That defense against that team, that's a really, really bad defense.
Speaking of defenses, the coordinator in Washington is Jack Del Rio, and Ron Rivera is stuck with him despite some unfortunate comments about January 6th that were made. Who knows whether Del Rio is going to be there? Who knows whether Rivera is going to be there? Washington pops up as one of those potential hotspots. I think it's difficult. As you're getting ready to sell the team, it's difficult to select. Why would you fire the coach and hire a new coach at a time when you're thinking about selling the team? You just let the new owner decide what to do. But my point is this. If Del Rio is back, he's got inside information about Derek Carr. It'll be fascinating to see if the Commanders get in the chase for Derek Carr, because Carr became an MVP candidate with Del Rio as his head coach. He was a shortlist MVP candidate in 2016, was it? It was 2016. Yeah. That was the year that it was all working. It was all clicking. There was that Thursday night game in Kansas City where Carr kind of fell out of the MVP conversation, late season Thursday night game. But that was the first really good year. He had a broken ankle late in the year that kept him out of the playoff games he had earned that season. So Del Rio knows and has opinions about Carr, and maybe Carr, it can be an attractive spot, Miles, for a veteran quarterback. It's even a place Tom Brady should take a look at. Not that you want to go play in that venue as your home stadium, frankly, but the defense is pretty good. You've got a pretty damn good young running back in Brian Robinson. You've got a decent core of receivers.
This place is a room.
Potentially be great with the right quarterback, and the offensive line is good enough to buy Tom Brady enough time to throw the ball. Whether it's Brady or somebody else, that's a really attractive destination for a veteran quarterback.
I don't know who would want to run Terry McLaurin. I mean, that dude makes plays, right? And Dotson, he's been making plays too. But it's interesting, I mean, you brought up the whole ownership issue too. I mean, we really saw this with the Broncos, right? Unstable ownership situation. They bring in a head coach. Head coach is terrible. That new ownership just fires the head coach after 1 year. And Ron Rivera technically did this to a franchise that's sold, because it's transferred ownership, right? David Tepper comes in, they give Ron Rivera a little bit more time. David Tepper ends up firing Ron Rivera in Washington. So it could be another similar situation where it's half the ownership for that Washington franchise. They give Ron Rivera another year, who knows what happens after that. So it's kind of a weird parallel.
I think he deserves another year. I think he's done a great job of keeping the team together in a season that very easily could have seen it fall apart thanks to all of the dysfunction originating from Daniel Snyder, and that will linger even after he signed the paperwork to sell the team if he indeed is going to do so. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.
Make more good. She is storage expert. And she has that is biased. Yo, what's up? That's right, it's January 2nd. Happy 2023. It is I, Chris Sims, and Shock Jock Ahmed Fareed over here. Just causing headlines, disgruntling the masses all over. Seriously, though, Happy New Year. What's up there, Slugger? How are you?
You never know what I'm going to say.
You never know.
People say about the
I know, you know. What's Ahmed going to say? How many swear words is he going to blurt out? How crude and will it be one? Obnoxious will he be? Yeah. It'll be one day. Right, one day. It will be. But we do have a record two of them, actually. We got the late rest a lot. Oh, hi. Dead. Massacre Sunday. Black Sunday. We got a couple submissions. Right. Jets. Yeah. That have third words in them. Right. I'm going to have to read it. Alright. I somehow have a feeling that a lot of that's going to be Zach Wilson. Related here. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, man. New Year, new me. What's up? Is it new you? What's your new? What's your new? Did you make a New Year's resolution? No, not really. Less Twitter. Alright. Okay. Less phone in general. That's good. See, I like that. I like that. Yeah, I'm not a New Year's resolution guy either. I'm always on the pursuit of being better. So I don't know. I don't want to put that pressure on that day. Right. What did you do though, New Year's? Was at home. Watched football with the family, right? Watched Pursuits on TV. Okay. So New Year's Eve, I know. Oh, New Year's Eve. I was with the family. Oh, well, I went over to my parents and watched Michigan. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Man, that's what made it hurt for me. Hey, so thinking about Twitter, that's right. I had to teach my son a good lesson on that. Back when they did the college football Final Four, right, a month ago, I put out a tweet Mr. Football fan and said the Big 12 sucks, which it does still. I'm not going to back down from that. I mean, I understand they won. That's great. Good for them. I'm certainly not taking away from them. As a whole, I mean, the Big 12 has 50 people in the NFL. The SEC has 360-something. The Big 10 has 250-something. Look at the results of the college football playoffs. Tell me what the Big 12 does. So I said that, and of course I ate that in a big way. And because of Twitter, my son got involved in the first time. Oh, really? So he was in my defending him? He was like, he couldn't believe it. I don't know what made him look. Yeah. He got into it, and I got to teach him a lesson that night. I was like, listen, I deserve this. There's a lot of ways. I stuck my nose in a place that I should not have. So sometimes you just gotta take it out, right? And I took it out, but that was a frustrating game. I mean, Michigan had the ball inside the 5 times. You're a field goal defense team. Kick the field goal early on. It was a long 2, and then you call penalty special against his own defense. That is mind-blowing, okay? The overturning of the call itself, the touchdown, that was ridiculous. He did not have possession of the football. It's a bad call. I'm not saying that was one game. You still should be able to punch it in the playoff. Definitely. Yeah, let alone the interception on the play. They spotted the ball 5 yards back. So I didn't even go there. Hey, the Detroit Lions won yesterday. Here we go. All right. But I want to get back to New Year's Eve. Forget that. All right, so Michigan lost. You're crying at home. Someone's got to console you. Got my parents like, go back home. Right. My 86-year-old, my wife is like, you're not staying up. You're like, it's midnight. It's too late for you guys. I'm like, come on. I was like, it's the one night a year where they should be able to stay up.
Sniper down.
Yeah, awesome. And at 11:53, my 6-year-old daughter looks at me and goes, why are we staying up? I not explain New Year's to her at all. Right. Yeah, right. I thought I had. That's when you know they're new to you. They're like, I don't even get this. Why are you keeping me up? What are we doing here? Why are we still awake? Right. But I had a good time. All right, good. Did you have a few drinks? You have fun? I mean, no drinks. Look at you. I've been feeling a little, dead. I wanted to feel tired, cold, like a runny nose for like a month and a half. Right. So I did. Yeah. All right. I didn't stop you, I'm sure. No, it did not. I mean, you know me. It was a great day. I started drinking and, having some smokes right at the kickoff of the Michigan game. I was excited to sit down and enjoy that. And that just went right into the next game, which was insane. And then I got into, big Jenga with my wife, kind of in the middle of the game. We were watching it. She was drinking wine. I was having fun. We were playing Jenga. That was kind of fun. And then, it was crazy because I was going to the New Year's Eve thing, right? And wanting to see the ball drop. But at the same time, Georgia's driving, or no, Ohio State was driving at that point. And I'm like, I can't miss this, right? I think it synced up. Yeah, Matt Casey, they really did. Today. Yeah, I hope he and his family are doing okay. They've been sick like all of us for a month and a half. Right. Matt says in my ear, he goes, they synced it up. They looked at exactly the time that kick happened. Yeah. It was like right at midnight. I missed right at midnight that the ball hit the ground. Like, and it said it, like, I saw something yesterday where that was midnight. But yeah, I was sitting there with my son. We were watching it. He was kind of rooting for Ohio State. And the ball hit. We kind of watched the celebration. And he was like, it's New Year's. Happy New Year. And I was like, oh, man, we missed the ball. Like, yeah, I know, man. It's a good weekend, man. Good weekend. Good weekend. Chris got into it on Twitter again. Probably we'll get into it with some of these NFL games, too. The results. There's some games. Every game from Sunday, got damn okay. Give me the headlines. You got Redfield for a team who's been carrying 5 teams were eliminated. One of those teams eliminated was not the Green Bay Packers. No, sir. Still alive. Aaron Rodgers. So we're going to start with a look at the NFC wild card. We'll start with the Packers.
They'll find me if I stay here.
We talked about this team. Wait, I know the Packers are probably the favorite. They were. And afterward, they're like, wow, what an upset in the NFL. I'm like, it wasn't an upset. Everybody thought that was happening. Not to that extent. Green Bay was a favorite. They won. Yeah, you're right. That is 41%. I don't know what the final score. Now they, as they say, control their own destiny. Proud of here in DC. It's a big debate here in DC. Apparently, we've gotten way too into the technicalities. We're not being controlled. But it seems like Aaron Rodgers is doing a pretty good job of it. They can clinch a playoff berth with a win against my Detroit Lions at Lambeau Field. Who would have thought? They were 4-8. Let's just start with Aaron Rodgers. Let's give Aaron Rodgers the first word because he's enjoying this with the most, as he should. They were 4-8. Everyone wrote him off because they were 4-8. It looked terrible. And this is what he had to say after.
I know not many people that buy them, definitely not believe that we sit in the we take we're special.
Is there anyone enjoying this moment more than Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, well, he loves this. There's nobody that in football that enjoys shoving it up everybody's ass more than Aaron Rodgers. Like, you know, just like, how dare you doubt me? The relaxes over all the years, right? I mean, really, there's a part of me with the Green Bay Packers that think they're like, and Florio has said this a little bit, that they're better when they're underdog a little bit. I do think there is something to that to a degree, where he just cuts it loose a little bit more when they're the underdogs. You know, even the Jair Alexander talking shit to Justin Jefferson kind of backed them into a corner this week to be like, all right, put up or shut up right here. There's something to that. I got to give them credit for their toughness. I think, again, that we got to talk about Matt LaFleur a little bit, his ability to keep this all together. For some reason, he always gets overlooked in Green Bay because Aaron Rodgers is such a big personality and such a star. But, you know, I think there's credit there to be given to him. And then, yeah, the overall toughness and the culture of a football team here. And, yeah, took some tough losses, but hung in there. And the thing I'm going to jump on more than anything, because we know a quarterback and all that, but Green Bay's defense is saving the show right now. You know, whether it's critical of it, definitely. You think they're overhyped? They were overhyped. I mean, I thought they were going to be what we've seen the last 4 or 5 weeks. I thought this was kind of what we're going to see the whole year. You know, them being dominant, them making plays, right? You know, that's where I started to go, yeah, I guess the talent's just a little overrated. Nobody ever makes them play. But they've come together here. And then I think between the Vikings going down the field early on in the game, right, and then getting the stop after the block punt, it wasn't driving down the field, right? That was at the 1 yard line. At the 1 yard line, to have first and goal at the 1 and then hold them to a field goal, what a huge moment. Then the special teams, which he's the best kick returner in football, and continues to make big returns and moments to kind of get them jump started. Did that last week against Miami, right? Sean Nixon, right? But then, like, the Packers go for it on a 4th down in the midfield and just try to take a shot down the field. Rodgers gets sacked. That's who saves it. Vikings go for it on 4th down. They intercept it. Pick 6. And really, that kind of was the game after that. You never felt like they lost control after that. Packers had 14 points in that point, with 14 total yards of offense. So the offense wasn't moving the ball. The defense stepped up, and then the offense started to go. But you mentioned Matt LaFleur. Yeah. He is now 16-0 in December as the Green Bay head coach. Right. I mean, with all the controversy and drama,
Going
it does
loud.
seem like he's not an old guy. Wait, is Aaron Rodgers older than he's not? That is a year older. He's right, that's a good question. I'm going to say he's just a little older, but it's not much.
Maybe Matt Casey can look that up. But Rodgers is what, 39? Or is he 40? I think he might be 40 now. Yeah, I can't remember either. I've lost track. What's the length? 39. He's 39. But did he have that heavy hand and he's never flustered? And even when Aaron Rodgers seems to be putting him down mid-season now, we got to simplify. Right. Matt LaFleur is in front of everyone goes, I don't know what that means. Right. He doesn't back down, obviously. Right. Yeah, I think that's the big thing. And I think he's got a great way of, okay, you want to do this? All right, we'll do a little of this. So, appeal to you a little bit, but the feeling you're doing this, right? He's a much better credit coach than I think he gets credit for. And we've had this discussion, I feel like, in the last 3 Decembers when they were a number 1 seed or a number 2 seed in the playoffs. We're like, why was nobody talking about Matt LaFleur getting Coach of the Year conversation? But yeah, I think that, and then you said it right. The defense continued to make plays. The run game started to make things happen. And then Rodgers started to feel comfortable. He made a few plays in the pass game, explosive plays there. Gosh, it got to 24-3 with a few minutes left in the first half. You're like, this is over. It's the weirdest shit ever. I have never, again, I'm going to say this again for I think the 17th week in a row. I've never seen a team with this record lose these kind of games or be in these kind of games as they're in Minnesota. It's very weird to see a 12-4 football team, right, Ahmed? Yeah. Where, and I don't know, I think you challenged me that a 12-4 football team that's lost 24-7, 40-3, 34-23, and then 41-17. You just don't usually see teams that are major players in the conference lose like that.
I don't know that it's mathematically possible, but it's reality that they have a 19-point differential, negative. Yeah, it's a negative 19-point differential. They've been outscored this year. They're 12-4. They have a worse point differential than the Jets, than the Browns, than the Raiders, and the Saints.
That's interesting, right? I mean, it's crazy. They're not going to be in the playoffs, and the Vikings won their division. Yeah, I mean, and they could have won yesterday, and maybe still been in the conversation for the number 1 seed. I mean, it was all being crazy, but they're still 11-0 with 1 game. That's right. Never take that away from them. So yeah, they might be the 3rd best team currently in the NFC North because my Detroit Lions, woo, baby, maybe their most impressive game of the year, although it was against the hapless Chicago Bears. 41-10 the final score. Bears scored right away. Yeah, right. And it was Fields with a sick run too, right? If I remember right. And I was like, oh, here we go. They figured it out, won by 31. So they can clinch a playoff berth still in the last week of the season. That's a big for the Lions right here. They have to beat Green Bay. They have to hope Seattle loses to the Rams, which who knows? It could happen. I want to start with the next big tops here. Okay.
Because my guy, Aiden Hutchinson,
What does he have? He has 3 interceptions this year.
On the year. The rookie edge guy out of the University of Michigan. Kristen, do we have those dots for Aiden Hutchinson? Because he lined up at corner. They're getting creative. They figure they have to. There he is, if you're watching on Peacock or YouTube. Right part of the screen, number 97 there.
It's he's almost he's out of bounds, and then comes out of nowhere and gets the pick. It's like just an end of the half type defense. He's athletic. They probably feel like he's got some good feel. He's defending the sideline, right? So they can't get some completion. Was it 7 seconds left when they snapped the ball? So yeah, he played it exactly right. He is everything we talked about coming out of the draft. I think that's the big thing. He continues to get better as a pure pass rusher. He's just a really good football player in all areas. He can do everything. I think that's the thing that jumps out to me. I don't know if his high-end total pass rush potential will be the same as Trayvon Walker, but I can say right now he's a better overall player than Trayvon Walker is at this point. He pops on film on a more consistent basis. As we talked about, his quickness, his ability to shoot through gaps and do that, drop into coverage, have feel. I mean, he really looks like to me just a bigger TJ Watt. He's a longer TJ Watt, and I wouldn't be shocked if we're talking about this guy as one of the best players in the league for a lot of years to come.
Got some building blocks on
They do.
Offensively,
I mean, we know they're one of the best teams in the league. 14 touchdown passes over the last 6 games for Jared Goff, and 3 yesterday. Has 0 interceptions in those last 6 games.
Yeah.
So Detroit, they can still have a chance at playing in the postseason for the first time in a long time. One thing on the Bears, Justin Fields, mentioned that front. Yeah. He breaks Lamar Jackson's. He needs 64 yards now.
break Lamar Jackson's single season quarterback rushing record. Wow, of 1,206. So that is the good news. Imagine if they ran him earlier this year and actually get that. What would his numbers be, right? That's a good point. Right.
He did seem to get beat up quite a bit. Oh, too much lately. It almost looked like he was sitting on the... Did you see that shot of him on the bench where they just took the blue tent and put it over? I didn't see that.
They were like, you just stay where you are. We're going to bring the tent to you.
Over here, franchise.
Awesome as a runner,
yes.
right? Like electric. Maybe one of the best we've ever... Maybe the best by the time we're done. The best at the quarterback position to do it. He's just super fast out there. The final passing numbers were not pretty against a very bad pass defense.
Yeah. 7 of 21, 75 yards. Took 7 sacks to go. Right. So much like a month ago or 2 months ago, he did an interview in the Chicago podcast, and every question was about, is Justin Fields going to be the guy? Right. And then the next question was, is Justin Fields going to be the guy? Yeah. You had to figure out a different way to answer. Right. I feel like that question is still going to be asked. Well, I think so, to a degree. I don't think it'll be as panicky as it was earlier this year.
You heard me doing that interview.
Or even in the offseason. Because I think he gave them enough right moments where they go, wait, no matter what, we can do some stuff with him. They should be able to formulate some players and a scheme around him that will still be pretty dangerous. He just said it. Arguably the greatest runner we've already seen at quarterback already. He's that kind of guy. But yeah, there's more to do with the passing, right? There's for sure. But again, it's what we've talked about, and I think if they continue to expand how they play around him, you know, that takes the pressure off of like getting it done right away. And like we talked about, when you're awesome at running the ball and doing all that stuff, and usually defenses play defense they don't want to play, and then they're stuck in run defenses that are optimal for passing. We've seen growth. But yeah, he's not there in that department. Now it's play better in the pocket, still continue to be a little bit more of a consistent, accurate thrower of the football, right? And then hopefully they can have pieces around him to make that better, let alone the running stuff even better too, to find out the right formula there. But yeah, they're a team that we knew halfway through the year. They were talking it up until next year. Before the year, they didn't sign any free agents because they got a lot of money that's going to come due next year. So we'll see what they do this offseason. But like to your point with the Lions and the offense, I mean, that was like they had no chance of stopping your offense yesterday, right? I mean, you guys did whatever you wanted. I felt like I turned around. I was like, there goes Swift for 10. There goes pass to this guy for 10. Here's a run for 15. Here's another pass for 20. Oh, they're down inside the 5. No touchdown. Okay. Oh, wait, the Bears are going 3 and out. Oh, hey, here go the Lions again. I mean, it was just a machine. And yeah, it's not a very talented Bears defense right now. Good for your Lions. I'm excited for the Sunday game against the Packers. You got to be playing at the top of your game if you want to beat the Detroit Lions. You've been saying that for years. For years. It's a staple of the league. So the Lions win, coupled with the Packers win, officially eliminated Washington Commanders because they lost to the Browns 24-10 with the final score there. Much to the surprise of Ron Rivera. Did you see that whole thing? I haven't watched it yet. I've read it. So in that case, he went here. But I don't think it's that big of a deal, right? Because I think some reporters said that you're going to play Sam Howell in the last game if you're eliminated before playing. Those teams get eliminated, which it didn't take a lot for them to get eliminated. A couple of wins, they're lost. And I mean, I don't blame Ron Rivera for not talking to his people. They like they're not like you know you're focused on this league. Exactly. Yeah. I think that got overblown a little bit, but not overblown is how poorly the offense performed, specifically in the second half of this one. 3 interceptions with Carson Wentz and career low passer rating of 31.4. It was a game where everything was on the line for Washington, and the offense did not play. They were not up to the task. Not at all. I mean, I think that's going to be one here where we're going to dissect this for a little while as far as the decision overall and Ron Rivera's self-inflicted wound to his franchise of bringing the quarterback controversy back to life after going through a winning streak with a quarterback who really seemed to stabilize the game. Yeah, but you were not. I was not. I understood it. Yeah, I did. Now, you know, I think the big thing is you got to know who you're bringing off the bench and Carson Wentz and feel comfortable where he's at and all of that. But yeah, I think that's going to be, all I'm saying is it's fair to dissect that decision. You know, I understood it, yeah, because I'm the one that you've heard me say, like, I keep these plays on the field, and then when he starts to turn the ball over, you go, wait, he's missing plays and he turns the ball over. So I understood the thought. And then, you know, I know Carson Wentz is down there impressive in practice and doing things like that, to where, you know, he's like a shiny toy. Oh, whoa, we can run this play. Oh, look what he can do, right? But he just does not have a governor or a brake pad. And just, you know, man, you're just thinking a team like this, it's not a great offense you're playing.
That's where I'll find General Koenig.
You know you're going to be judged maybe for the rest of your career, and it's a career-changing moment if you make dumb mistakes in this game. And then still to do it, that's where I just go, wow, like, don't you? This is where I've got this conversation. You need to pay attention to what's going on and being said about him in the real world. Instead of, he seems so inoculated and trying to block it out that he has no clue of the perception that's around him. That's what was shocking to me more than anything.
Hey, gun.
I wasn't
Looks
shocked
dug
that
in.
he could won the game. I picked Washington to win it. But I was shocked that he was asking to do the football and just get a defining game. Like, he's a backup quarterback. He's efficient. He will not go somewhere to be a starter. And that's not going to happen. He's a starting caliber talent. But, you know, I've seen the way things have shook out in Indy, where Indy was pretty good. There's obviously some things that were wrong there, and now this. I have a hard time thinking that he's going to go and sell to their fan base and Carson Wentz is your guy. That's not going to happen. That's interesting you mentioned that, though, because much like you talked about Cam Newton in the same way, like, is he a backup guy, right? Is he a distraction? I hear you. That's going to be talent to be a backup. Yeah. Yeah. No, he could be one of those that's almost threatening unless you have a really good starter. Maybe that's where he needs to be. That kind of money. To be able to place like behind Josh Allen, where it's just like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to have shut this guy press with everything. Now I can learn to play. Maybe I can learn to play like him a little. You know, maybe that's back up to a team that's got a low-level starting quarterback because they're always going to look the way you want to. And that's where he's dangerous. But yeah, that was disappointing overall. And I'm with you too at contact. But coaches, they're focused, tunnel-vision people. It's like, okay, yeah, this game, they win this game this week to stay alive. That's all that matters. It's about my show. So, I wouldn't be personalized that. For the Browns, one thing on them, I mean, this is a loss. Yeah. But that's some glimmers of hope. The connection there between him and Marty Cooper. Yeah, we definitely go with that. We already have a running game. Here we are going to get hyped about the Cowboys. I can already see myself making them as a playoff team, as I did this year. Well, I think if you take they play defense, run the ball, play active pass, move Deshaun Watson a little bit, and really play within that moment. I hope that he do. Like they had another week down, go for it. When they were up 3-2, they had a 4th and 7. Kicked the field goal, made it. I believe it put them up 6-0. Yes. There was a penalty. Yep. And they decided to go for it now in 4th and 2. And that, so I'm glad you saw that. And that to me is like, that's just stupid. I don't know if the analytics, I don't know if Kevin Simmons, he has to listen to the analytics of the team or whatever. But to me, you know, one thing that they've shown a little bit here is like, hey, they're conservative and play defense and run the ball, and Watson makes a few plays. They're tough to beat. And they ran the ball well. It's a good defense, so Watson's still getting his feet underneath them. But yeah, like you said, you saw some potential there. I would be shocked if Cleveland was right back in the mix of the AFC next year. It was a very simple formula. They're going to go 4th down, 10. Don't not get it. Yeah. Or, like, what I don't understand in a game like that. Low-scoring game, I get it. That's tonight. What are you going to provide? Yeah. 0-6. Carson Wentz over there struggling to get completions. Sure. Just hang in there. Keep playing. They knew they're going to hit Amari Cooper for a couple of games. Good for Amari. Want to see how many touchdowns they can score. So good for the Browns. Good for Amari Cooper. Fast to the Commanders. And play them to rest. The first of 5 Requiem games. The Washington Commanders are done. Here lies Washington. We're rooting for them. I know it's sad. I like it. It's a season that wasn't filled with faith. And a quarterback play leaving fans frustrated. But there was a surprise. You should have seen Rivera's side. But they said, guess what? You've been eliminated. No way. That was good. I like it. So you stick up for you picked for a shot for I felt like I had to. I really had to bring it. It was the best joke. I had to go there. I like it.
So thank you, Kristen. We will keep that music handy because we'll be back in this next game too. We'll get to that in a second. Seahawks versus the Jets. Seahawks win this one rather easily, it seemed like. Yeah, I think you're right. Their defense played well. So now Seattle, here's the scenario quick for Seattle. They can clinch a playoff berth versus the Rams. They got to beat the Rams. They got to hope that Green Bay loses to my Detroit Lions. So then Seattle would get into the postseason. Not a great chance. I think Green Bay, obviously, you hear that. They have the best chance of getting that final spot in the wild card. But for the Seahawks here, I mean, it's been an up and down year for them. They surprised everyone, then hit a little bit of a lull. But, I mean, overall, even if they don't make the postseason, which they still could do, I was like, what a year. What a year offensively, and they showed it defensively yesterday.
Hey, right. You know, that's it was. I mean, it's Seattle. It's where I love Pete Carroll. I mean, they got the crazy gene, and you can't ever tell them that it's when it's time to compete to lay down or not play crazy hard or whatever. The energy in that stadium, and then what we talked about on the what the happened Wednesday podcast last week, right? When we were talking about the matchups here. What did I say at the one point? I was like, if the Jets can't run the ball, the Seahawks' pass defense is scary good. Yep. They're very good in that department. They know how to stress your protections. You see Tariq Woolen there yesterday, right? He's all over the place. Michael Jackson's all over the place. Tariq Woolen dropped 2 or 3 other interceptions that hit him in the chest. They got something. So when they don't have to worry about the run, that's what scared me for the Jets. Now, I thought the Jets would maybe be able to run the ball a little bit better on them. More importantly, I thought the Jets' defense would really give Seattle a hard time. The way Seattle's protected the last few weeks, I mean, the Jets, I know, the Jacksonville game wasn't best and all that, but for the most part of the year, we've seen a really quality defense from them. But, man, from the get-go, Vomit, I mean, 3 plays, 73-yard drive to start the game. I mean, just, first play of the game, just Kenneth Walker, 3 rockets up his ass, down the sideline, almost goes for a 73-yard touchdown on the first play. Then runs for a few yards, and then they throw a touchdown pass. And it's just the onslaught started from there. And, the defense, they were harassing Mike White. He was a little off. He throws his first of the interception, or missed a big throw, threw an interception. And the Hawks got up 17-3, and you kind of felt like, that's trouble for the New York Jets, who aren't playing great defense. And, the offense certainly wasn't a well-oiled machine here down the stretch.
How good do you feel for Geno Smith? Got the revenge game, team he played for 4 years, drafted by.
Love it.
Knocks him out of the playoffs.
Love it. That's where football is great. It's just karma is a bitch in football. It always comes back somehow, some way, if you can hang around long enough. Great for him. Really, I couldn't be happier for this. Is a guy I don't really know. I know vicariously through my dad and my brother. So, like I've told you before, I root for him because I know how much my brother liked him, how much my dad thought he had real big-time talent, his work ethic, all those things. So I was always a fan of Geno just because of what they would tell me. So that was a great moment. I'm very happy for him. And way to go, Seattle Seahawks.
So now the Jets are done. They were 7-4.
Right. Now that can be. We're going to talk about another quarterback decision that certainly deserves to be dissected by a fan base and everything.
They lost 5 straight.
Yeah.
A lot of the blame was going on Zach Wilson, who some people said was the best quarterback in that draft class. Has not looked like it so far this year. But Mike White did not look any better. In fact, maybe worse in the game. Couple interceptions.
Oh, shoot. My mic was on. Oh, God. Good thing I'm not beating my wife. I'm just playing. I don't have a wife. I'm single, so I can't do that. But I wouldn't beat my wife anyways. Unless of course, she's trying to kill me. I have to kill her first. But that's besides all this. That has nothing to do with this. What's up, Brian? Appreciate you coming to my stream. Just some Sniper Elite gameplay. It's a DLC mission I haven't done. And I'm looking for this work. Oh, it's probably in here. Probably in here. What's this? What's over here? This must be a potential exit.
This could be useful.
Yeah, it's a potential starting spot. Excuse me. But what's up with you, man?
It's time to move.
What is up, second viewer? I've been doing good too, man. School, just school. That's it. Play flag football now and everything. You know, but flag is over, so it's rugby time in a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty fat, but I gotta get myself back into shape. Just push-ups, do some crunches, get rid of this fatty fat. You playing? Hey, did you play in the Christmas Sevens tournament this past month?
This grass could make some useful cover.
I didn't either. That's why I didn't play. Shoot, and I had
I'm in. Time to say hello to a
I had a scrimmage that day. Then I had something like that. Yeah, I had a scrimmage the day after. Never mind. For flag football. But I just didn't feel like playing. You playing again this year, though, right?
Better luck next time.
That's very well. Are you guys still D3? Or did you move up?
Along. General Koenig's in here somewhere. I'm just gonna find him.
Yeah. I mean, I just play the mission to play the mission. Whatever they got for me, I just play. You know. Oh damn! I guess we won't be, unless we happen to scrimmage y'all. But I don't know if we. Oh whoa! Who threw that?
There's Jen. Probably not how Koenig imagined you did. I should signal the allies, let them know I'm done here.
Alrighty, it's time to do one more thing and then get up out of here.
No more to find here.
Where is this other AA guns? Can't find it.
Another AA.
Found it.
I should knock it out. That makes two. Flyboys can thank me later.
Oh, it hold me, not letting me climb.
Nothing else to find. Hey, look. Guns dealt with. They have a mortar here. This is gonna be interesting. Guess I grabbed everything useful. Tank rifle. Time to blow a hole in some armor. Time to end this.
Mission success. The Fillet Gap has been sealed. With General Koenig and the 5th Panzer Division neutralized, Allied forces have a clear route to Paris. Awaiting new orders for Lieutenant Carl Fairburn.
Thank you, Baba.